Cheers, cheers. Cheers, cheers. What's going on, guys? How's it going? Happy first day of happy first day of whatever month it is, May. How was y'all's day? Hey Rose, what's going on? How was your day? I didn't get to catch anybody at the end because the boys had woken up. I went to play with them. So I'm gonna do a trade review show tonight. Thanks for leaving a like if you are here. Definitely throw up a like. Really appreciate it. You can share the content with your friends, family, all that. Subscribe to the channel. We're close to 500, so pretty big mark for me for the channel. I definitely love to get there. So if you can, throw up a like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Yeah, morning was easier. The afternoon was really difficult for me, except for, well, I didn't get to trade much, but I sat down and I made a trade. What up, Con? The way things were moving, like the 3 o'clock hour, I think might have been easier, but I couldn't trade it and focus, so I didn't do it. And before that, I caught a little breakdown in Tesla. But other than that, it was strange. The morning was just short Amazon that made my day, and after that, I was done. I'm not going to show that trade because all that trade is going to do is let people see me dive into the violence, and then a 1 minute candle never break out, so I just sit in Amazon puts. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to review two sets of trades that happened on Friday. And this is what I look for during the day and what I generally look for all the time, I guess, when I'm looking for setups and how I'm buying these setups. So I want to show it to you guys, and I'll take any questions or comments you guys have, but I want to show you guys this just to kind of do that live trade review, that this is what I look for in a chart when I have a name I like. When I'm like, I'm watching this name for a pullback or this name for a pullback, here's what I'm watching. It's hard when I can't tell what is this the screen? There we go. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna kick this show off. Welcome to May 2022. So I'm Gator. Let's do a live trade review. Let's review some trades from Friday. I'll get my face out of the way. Alright, so obviously it's just OBS recording some of the different charts that I see. So you can see a few trades. I tried to scalp Amazon, but I didn't like. I wasn't getting good fills, and I had lost some money in Amazon. I had previously tried, I think, a Tesla trade or two, and it didn't really work. I had made money in something at this point, and I don't remember what it was, but I saw Facebook was very strong, and you could tell that it was strong. Here's a 2 minute chart. It's down here on the 1 minute chart and a 5 minute chart. So Facebook had been up, it had been strong. Geronimo or somebody else might have called it out too. But this is kind of a pattern that I look for in these names. It hit R2 or R1, can't tell, and it looks like it's going to be pulling back here. And it pulls back. I let it digest. It goes through the 8, and now we're setting up. And you can see it's near the 21. So it's near this blue line is the 21 EMA. It's also coming into the 8 EMA on the 2 minute. And it's not really doing anything here. Kind of close to VWAP, I guess you could say. It's semi-close to VWAP. So we're going to watch this play out. And what you're going to notice is when I buy, I buy now. Why do I buy right now in this name? One, I don't always like how Facebook moves. I don't like getting jumped around in a name, but I know I'm going to buy the name, and I know I want the name. Whereas a buy point on the 2 minute 8 for me, that my charts froze up and I had to restart them. So this will kick back up. So I actually had to restart and relink everything. But so what up, Jason? We're just going to review a Facebook trade when my charts come back up. I already entered the position. And what you notice is that I'm pretty much flat or green on the trade right away because I bought on that 8. There's the 2 minute. You can see it ticking up. I'm trying to reload everything in OBS at this point in the day. So what you'll see is that when I got in on that moving average. I didn't wait for this breakout to take place. Now, this breakout, I would have been just fine. Like, if I would have bought at the breakout, I would have been fine. But the point is, I didn't want to get there. I like to find that level that's going to hit. And in this case, it was the 2-minute 8. So you can see that it's pulling in, it's pulling down, it's pulling down. It hits the moving average that I had already decided that I liked. I didn't like the Qs here, and I didn't like the rest of the market, but Facebook was just really strong. It was super hard for me not to sell here. This was a tough hold. I wasn't a massive fan of sitting in this because I'm watching the Qs and some of the other names, but I wanted to let this trade play out. And it's kind of that idea that Geronimo and other people talked about. It's like, if you have a trade idea, let it work. Let it play out. And you know what? Yes, I could have taken the money here and 30 cents or so, 30, 40 cents on 50 contracts is a nice little pay on a trade. But my target is day highs, and then actually on the second half of this trade, you'll see that I ended up losing some money on it because I didn't take full profits at R2. But the idea was it's going to at least retest day highs. I'm going to let it get there. I've got I can't even see the time. I need to readjust some of this stuff. 9:47. I got a few minutes before a 5-minute bar closes. The 2-minute chart looks really strong. If it doesn't break down, I'm just going to let the trade ride. Notice how easy it was to, and I say easy in a certain way, to let the trade ride because I didn't buy at the breakout. That chop there didn't chop me out of the rest of this move because I wanted to buy it. I was waiting to buy it. It hit the 20, or it hit the 8 on the 2-minute, and then I get in on the 8. If it breaks down, my stop is just that bottom of that level. So I have an easy pre-built in stop, and I'm up almost 100% of the time on this trade. And so I have a very tight risk reward on this trade. Now there were other names that were working, and the Qs pop some here. So I draw a fib line at this point because I'm safely up in the trade. If you look at the top there, excuse me, and I don't like how this chart works, so I actually go and I think I draw it in another one too because I can't really see what that what the actual level is for my secondary target. So you'll see me draw a fib line over here too. So I know I'm going to sell half as it breaks high a day and hits S2, but I want to get an idea for where it might go if I let the whole thing play out. And so I get that number. This is part of my process when people are like, oh, well, how do you pick a target? Sometimes I'll do a measured move. Sometimes I'll do this. This is something, if I'm up safely in a name, like I'm up a point in this, I've got time to go back and draw. It's not just busting through. I've got a little bit of time to do this. I can zoom out, throw up a fib line, and then kind of plan out the rest of my trade. Because I know do I just want to take all the profits? Do I want to let the trade kind of work? And I'll sometimes adjust a little bit at this point. And I'm not saying that that's the right way to do it or that there aren't better ways to do it, but I mean, you're watching me do it and I'm just talking through the process with you here. So I'm still waiting. I feel like Geronimo or somebody else was in this trade at this point. It's coming up. No worries about getting chopped out at this point. I've still got 50 contracts set to sell. Just in case I want to get out of all of them. I don't know at this point if I decided what I was going to do, but you can see a 5-minute closed, 5-minute bar closed. Okay, so a 5-minute breakout, I now think to myself, should get me to day highs. So let's watch the top of this 5-minute break. If it breaks this 5 minutes, we probably break out here. So Qs are popping, Facebook pops. We'll watch it play out. This is Fidelity, feeling bullish. And you can see that I changed my, if you look here, green means I got in and red means I got out. So that's just a way for me to show like entry and exit. So still no exit. It didn't hit target. It didn't hit day highs. I'm still watching. I'm like, man, it didn't go, but I'm not getting shaken out. I'm letting the trade work. I want it to break that level. That is the idea for the trade. I know that I'm not going to lose in the trade. You know, you're up a little bit over um, 5 grand in the trade at this point. But it's not about being greedy, and it's not about catching the whole move. It's I expect Facebook to at least retest that high, and if I'm wrong, I've moved my stop up to the bottom of the previous 2-minute candle because I just want to be able to take profits, or my stop would probably be the bottom of these two candles right here, which would probably correlate somewhere in here. So if it fails and breaks down and comes back in, I probably get shaken out realistically. Thankfully it doesn't, and I can kind of speed this up or jump forward if you guys want. And if you do have any questions, throw it in. I'm kind of sitting back. I'm loosely watching this level 2 over here, the bid and the ask. I'm also watching my charts. Like at this point, you're this much up in a trade. I'm kind of just kicking back and watching my charts, sitting back in my chair, looking, thinking what's going to happen. So at this point, I'm watching the level 2 because we're breaking through that level. So I want to see now how the level 2 reacts. I want to see what it does. Now, I do not sell properly here because I didn't change my contracts. I should have already changed my contracts to sell as it went through. That was 25. I didn't, and it actually cost me probably 20 cents or something like that here. So I sell those, and now I load the other 25. So I'm watching the level 2 because I want to see this up here, if there's a bunch of red coming in, if it's going higher, if we're filling on the bid, below the bid, at the ask, where are we at, what's it going? It looks really weak, and the Qs failed to pivot. So at this point in the trade, there's a couple ways you could do this. One, I could set a break-even stop. I didn't do that because, and I'll sell the other ones for a little bit, a win, but overall a loss down. So the Qs failed pivot. They hit pivot and then they're failing. So I see that. I'm like, okay, the Qs are failing. They could go down here. Overall, I think the market wasn't great. I don't remember. I'm going to move my stop up to the bottom of the last 2 minute. So I'm going to make a safer stop. So if it goes higher to my final target, which was $2.14 or 214. So if it hits that, then that's fine. I'll take it. If it just fails here and goes down, I'm going to get out my rest of the shares. It's not going to be a break even. It's just going to be a loss when it breaks this 2-minute level. And I can see that bar, so it's like 1092. So I'm just, okay, I see that. No stress. I've already made my trade. Let's just sit here and watch and see what happens. Does it break that level? And I'll just sit here and watch it. I don't remember when exactly I sell, but I know that it actually triggers my stop. And instead of getting 25, so I'm ready to sell. Giving it a little bit of a chance. And it breaks down and I sell. And so that's how I execute trades like Facebook. And I actually did another one of these today. So let me pause this really quick. So so there's the trade. You could do the math. I think it was around a five grand trade or something like that. That's what I look for in a name when I'm looking for a strong name at the beginning. You saw that chart pattern on the 1 minute, a setup on the 2, pulling into a moving average. I buy on a higher time frame moving average because it gives me a short stop. It gives me that really quick, hey, I'm in, I'm out. I am at this level. I have minimal risk, and I'm in at the moving average. I actually did this on Facebook today, and I actually took a loss in it because it never went back up to day highs. So I did the same thing this morning on Facebook. Let's go to Facebook 1 minute. It was super stupid. It was right here. Geronimo actually called this one. So we had this. This would have been a good buy point when it came into the 1 minute here, but I was shorting Amazon. But here I took it, and I did the same thing right here at 10:08. And I bought down here, and I went here, and I actually don't think I sold. I'd have to check. But it went all the way down, and I think I lost 10 cents. I was up like, I don't know, $1 or 50 cents or something, 50 cents maybe on this trade. And then it went against me, and I sold, and I ended up losing 10 cents overall on the trade. And yeah, it went back down the VWAP, but I don't think I played it again. I think I left it alone and I was doing something else. So that's another area if you let that go. 10:08. Here you go. There was no moving average here. I think the easier trade would have been here. on VWAP, but I took this one, and then that happened, which it happens. It's just part of how it goes. So I don't always win on all these. So I'm not going to jump to the recording today, but I took a loss on this one, and then you see one where it worked, the previous one. And this one could have worked if you waited for VWAP. But that's kind of what I'm looking at if you guys are wondering what I look at and what exactly I'm looking for sometimes in those strong names and when I want to buy to lower my risk. Let's look at another one. Let's look at Tesla. I think it took place at, I don't remember, was it 32? Somewhere. Okay, here we go. Oh, I might have clicked perfect. No. This might be a good click. I might have guessed right. I did guess right. Haha. Alright. So, we have another name that we like. We're trading Tesla. We're like, hey, I'm trading Tesla. I want an entry point for Tesla. Let's look at the last two trades I did in it. Well, that's the one that I am just getting in. So let's jump back. So you can't see it really. I'd have to keep jumping back for you to see it here. But I have two trades where I basically broke even. You can see a fill. Let me move my face out of the way. So you can see a fill if you can see it here at 35.60, and then I lost 50 cents, 500 bucks on that one. And previous to that, what up, Blademan? Previously to this trade, I had a trade where I bought it at like $40 and I sold it at $40.08 or something. So another basically break-even trade. So at that point, I'm looking for an opportunity to buy Tesla. Here we go. And there's the other one. Is that the one? Yeah, sure. Let's just play it from here. So Tesla's pulling in. This is the 1 minute 21. So we just hit the 1 minute 21. So I took a trade up here, kind of like that Facebook trade, where I bought somewhere around here. Or I don't know. But either way, I lost or broke even on that trade. Pretty much broke even on it. It pulls back down. I don't want to take it because it's breaking down. Okay, we hit a new moving average. So let's just see how I play this. I don't know how I play it. I'm watching the level 2 at this point. I know I want to get into the trade. I'm looking to see what it does here. I buy as it, see, it hasn't even ticked up yet. So I sold. There you go. You get to see the break. So that's how I do that. You just got to see, that's what I do. I bought. It didn't go immediately in my favor. And I thought it was going to keep breaking down, and I sold. Here's why sometimes I sell that quick. I'm about to get right back in it. It held up. I just jumped right back in. See, that's the thing about being able to just buy again is like, oh, it didn't work. Okay, I'm back in it. All right, so it did hold up. Now my stop is the bottom of this last 1 minute bar right here, or the bottom of this 2 minute bar or 5 minute bar. So that's my stop. That's my bottom. I'm just going to let it play out. I'm in the trade. I'm going to let this trade work. We're going to see what happens. So that's how I find my entries and time my entries. It's on these moving averages. Any question? If y'all have questions, throw them. So it's getting a little choppy here, but I'm not worried about it. You can see right here, this is the bid and the ask. So my bid and ask is fine for my entry, 35.66. I'm not down more than a point. In my head, I'm assuming I'm going to lose a point. If I'm wrong here, if Tesla flushes 919, I'm probably going to lose a point. It's all good. Just, you got in. This is why I tell myself, you got in where you wanted. This is a good trade. Let it work. You can chop around here for a little bit. I'm looking at the 2 minute chart. Hey, if this breaks down, your next entry is probably going to be down at VWAP. So if you look at the 2 minute chart, you have VWAP and the 21 down here. Like, you know what? That's a good second entry. Is this the trade? I don't know. Maybe this one does or doesn't work. You have VWAP and the 21 down here. That's your next entry. Let it. So you already have the next trade in mind. This one we're just going to let work or let fail. The Qs are going against you and Tesla's holding up. Man, this is a tough hold at this point, even though I'm up in my contract. It's like, oh, what's going to happen? You're tempted to take the money now. You're roughly, 50 cents plus up, but that's not the trade. This is not a scalp. This is a name that's strong, that's outperforming the market. Overall, look at the top left-hand corner. The Qs are on VWAP and just broke through pivot. That means you could get a bounce here. If it doesn't flush VWAP to the downside, you could get a bounce. This is what I'm thinking through my head when I'm taking all the market in. If you look at other charts too, it's something that I noticed. Like Netflix is on VWAP, Apple is on the 21, Google is at day open, Amazon is popping. If you see sometimes a lot of names on or near a same support level, or like a support level, a lot of times I see a bounce there because the market seems to work kind of together, or things time up sometimes. So when I see stuff like that timing up, it's like, hey, a lot of these names are on a level. You could definitely get an overall market pop right now. Hold the trade. Your 2-minute green takes red went through, but notice I'm not buying at the green takes red. Like, I'm already 3 points up when the green takes red goes through, or 2 points up. These are my contracts, and you can see the price compared to the entry. 10 contracts. Let it ride. Let it ride. Now you have a 5-minute breakout. So you just took a 2-minute. You have a 5-minute bar that closes. Why are we holding this trade? We have another trigger that's going to go through that should get us to day highs. $26. I'm looking here. We're about to go through the 5-minute breakout. Notice I'm not sitting here holding at the 5-minute. And I'm only holding this because it hasn't failed. Like, after I got in, I've had no real weakness. It's just trending up. You're just up, 5 points in a trade, or not 5 points yet, 4 points in a trade, and it hasn't broken down and hasn't slowed down. There hasn't been a bunch of red coming over the level 2. The bid is not filling. It's not filling at the bid. It's filling closer to the ask, and it's pumping through it. There's no reason to get out of this trade. For all intents and purposes, you could say, the target could be day highs. I don't know that I take it to day highs, to be honest with you. I don't think I do. I probably sell. Oh, there's my sell. Yeah, it slowed down. So I actually think I sell early, and I don't know what I do. I might jump back in, actually. But, so, as soon as it showed weakness, I got out. And I don't know if weakness is the right word, but as soon as it stopped just ticking up for me, I'm like, okay, I'm up 4 points, I'm out. Now I'm pretty sure I get back in here, and I'm pretty sure it goes through day highs. We don't have to watch the rest of the trade unless you guys just want to watch the rest of the trade. But the idea is you had it on that level. It breaks out. You see the overall market. You see that the market's hitting, the triple Qs are hitting VWAP. The SPY hit VWAP, and there's a little bit of a bounce. Good chance for a small bounce here. Buying Tesla on the 21. Sold right away because I thought it was going to go lower. Jumped back in when I realized it didn't and said, okay, I'm not scalping. We're letting this trade play out. Let it go. 1-minute breakout. Know your limit 21 works. Portals you into the 2-minute breakout. You don't have any bars that are ticking down. They're just chilling. You got a 5-minute bar that's about to close. That 5-minute bar closes and then starts going up. I don't know what I do here if I re-enter. I'll let it play out and see. I'll talk through it anyway. I don't remember what happened at this point in the day yesterday. So, looks like a decent exit. I'm just looking. I'm ready to get back in. Usually what I do at this point is I look for it to retake a trigger or hold up a previous level. Like right now, if you look at the 1 minute, I'm probably looking to buy if it holds the bottom of this 1 minute candle, is more than likely what's going through my head. But I'm watching the Qs fail, and so I honestly do not remember what happened at this point in the day yesterday in Tesla, or Friday. So let's see. If it ticks back up, I'm probably going to buy. Notice I sized down to 5 contracts. I don't know if I stay at 5 contracts or not. Alright, so I'm back in. Why am I back in? So I got back in late. I'm back in because it held the bottom of that level. So it held the bottom of the previous 1 minute candle. As soon as I saw that, I got back in. And notice my price isn't that much worse than the exit. So for your kind of risk reward safe trade, it was a good safe trade to actually exit that. To actually exit there and then get back in. Now if you're Geronimo or you're somebody else, who holds a lot better and has those overall, there's nothing wrong if you didn't sell there, because it really didn't break down and just kind of consolidated for a second. But at this point in the day, you're up. No, I don't really look for head and shoulders formation. I don't really do a lot of I just look for that simple, like in Tesla here, that pull up and then pull into a moving average, and I buy on the moving average. I don't really do, though when I do, and there's my sell. And I think I probably continue to scalp it. Sorry. So what I do with patterns when it comes to pattern recognition and stuff is I like to know the patterns so I can get used to seeing the same thing in the same names. So it's like if you see this name do this or start forming this pattern, it could mean this down the road, and it gives me an idea of what could happen if everything plays out perfectly, which then allows me to make up a trade in my head. And allows me to sit there and be like, okay, I'm looking for this, yeah, I'm looking for this. So for instance, on Tesla today, I traded, I was on my laptop, I wasn't down here, or I would have called this out. I was upstairs with my kids and I was on my laptop. I didn't have my charts up, I just had Fidelity. And I was sitting here, right here, and you could just see this going sideways. And I said to myself, and I actually shorted it a couple of times, but I got in here. And because you could see like each one of these topping bars, so it was like, okay, you have like, you know, it's either going to break out and test the 200, this is a 2-minute chart, or it's going to fail. So it popped up right up here, and I just took it short, and I was like, it's either going to go, and that's fine, or it's just going to fail. And I shorted it to somewhere down in here because this was the bottom of the range, and got out. And it popped back up to VWAP and kept failing VWAP and failing to go through the 21 in VWAP. And I took one of these candles short at the top of it, one of these three. I don't remember which one. And I was like, I'm just gonna let this ride. I'm gonna give this a point in my options contracts. And I had 10 contracts. I was like, I'm just gonna give this a point. I'm gonna lose a point in this. What up, Andrew? I'm gonna lose a point in this, or it's gonna work. And I just let it ride, and I let it play, and I caught some of this move. I probably do have that one recorded, but I couldn't call that one because I was on my, yeah, you're welcome, B-Cart, because I was on my computer. And so what I look for sometimes in this pattern, like a pattern, I'm just talking about this as pattern recognition, is if I'm looking at a name like this, I'm not trying to buy it down here near the triggers, expecting it to flush. I look at it, and I'm like, okay, where do I want to get in? And okay, I want to get in up here somewhere. So I want to get in up here. And it's hard to do. It's like, hey, if it breaks up and then it starts failing, I'm in short. Same thing here. I'm in short. And so that's what I look for when I see patterns. So if I see a head and shoulders or I see something else developing, it's like, okay, what could happen here? And if I want to play this, where would I want to get in at? Not necessarily looking for a pattern to play it. Oh, and I also took a loss here in Tesla, this stupid news. I was sitting in it from short here, I got back in, and then was down here, and I had sold some, and then that news came out, and I absolutely got ripped in these. Oh, that stunk. My kids had just gone to bed. I put them down, and I came in, and I'm like, oh, let's see what happens here. And that's a perfect example of why I don't short at the bottom. Is like I saw this, and I like took a short somewhere in here, and then it just ripped against me. That was like a $4,000 loss. I was fine on the day, like I was fine, but that was a loss. That stunk to high heaven. So they're not all winners, but the idea is what I look for and what I'm trying to find when I'm looking for these plays. Yes, it is, Colton. So if you go in there, you right-click it, you right-click settings in your orders tab, you can change the colors to what I have it on this video. So I see when I buy and sell, because sometimes I look at it and I just want to know right away if I bought or sold. So it's like you sold 5, you bought 5. It's just easy to kind of know that. So those were trades from Friday. Yeah, those were 2 trades from Friday. Friday was a really good day. Today was a good day. It was easy early and maybe easy late. I didn't trade late, so I can't speak to it. But it was definitely pretty good. Yeah, it's nice on Fidelity to have that. So it's just quick. You know if you buy, you know if you sell. I really like it. I don't remember who in our room told us about that, But whoever it was, thanks. Like, I really enjoy that. So it was a good start to the month. Choppy day. I kind of expect it to be choppy this month right now. I've noticed something that I'll say, and then unless y'all have questions, I'll cut. We'll have a shorter show. Um, I've noticed that aggression has paid for me early, and then toning it down the moment I get paid for my aggression is what I'm practicing doing right now. So it's like the moment I get in something, I take the early direction and early momentum. I play super aggressive early for me, and I don't mean in the first 5 minutes. I just mean like 50 contracts at Facebook. I mean, whatever it is in the different names. Like I'm playing the move and letting the move go. And then after that, everything is sized down. It's like I'm not jumping into the violence. I'm looking for setups. I'm not just taking everything that could work. I'm trying to find the best entries and the lowest probability of me losing. And I look for that as the day goes on, and I'm intentionally size down and change my settings and all that kind of stuff. And that allows me to trade a lot more safe through the day and protect my winnings. So that's kind of the one thing I noticed last month that worked for me, and that's what I'm trying to put into practice this month as I go on. And starting the month, I did a decent job today. I could have done a little bit better. I traded Amazon a little bit too aggressive after the massive drop and gave back a little bit. So, and if y'all are here, and while Andrew's here in the Discord, definitely check out the trade review shows if you've had a chance, or if you don't, they're located in our Discord. Link to that is in the description. And if you guys are still here and you like that, you like the trade, drop a like. If you did enjoy that, if you did enjoy those trades, you want to see more of the stuff like this, leave a like so I can do that. So here you go. Definitely over here, trade review, chat, archives, rules. You could check this out. Andrew does great work, great shows over there. You can watch some of the old ones, see what other people are doing that aren't me, if you want to see other people talk and go through their trades. And Andrew does a great job interviewing and calling people, and kind of talk through things to help other people find these trades and to find these setups and what they're looking at. If I let this trade play out, you would just see me scalp Tesla to the upside. But the idea of finding the trade is there. Hopefully this kind of helps you guys look for like what you're looking at. And again, like the first time I got in, it didn't work right away. I was like, it could go lower, I'm out. Why could it go lower? You have VWAP and 21 below you. I think that's also a good target on the 2-minute. I had taken a break-even trade here when I got in. It went up and then went against me. I bought at the bottom. So it's one of those, it's like, I'm not sure. But then as it held up, as it worked, I let it play. Same thing with Facebook. I had a level I was waiting for Facebook to hit in. I bought at that level, and then my stop was right below that candle. Those are the trades I look for. Those are the patterns I look for. It's just that strength compared to the market. You find strength compared to the market or weakness compared to the market. Wait for it to get to the level you want. You buy at that level, and my stop is right above or below, and then I let the trade work depending on what I want the trade to be. Sometimes it's a quick scalp. Sometimes it's, just a quick point or two on a few contracts. Sometimes I'm waiting for a bigger move. Yeah, Mitchell, that's been my thing. Like I can hit it so that early aggression really pays me, but I found aggression after I get paid big never works, and I don't know why. But it's like the trade's done. It's like your aggression's done. Your aggression worked. Calm down and chill. And that's really what helps me, and it's something that I'm just noticing about myself. Like I'll give back 50% of my day because I'm just going to hit that next trade so aggressive. But if you've played aggressive and you got paid, you don't need to follow that up with aggression. You should follow that up with like taking a breath, slowing down, sizing down, and then just build from there. So that's like my goal for this month, my goal for the rest of this week. Is if you see something, you play it aggressive early and you're just trading really, really well, it's time to chill before you get hurt instead of waiting to take a 25, 50% hit on your day. And then you're trying to get back. It's like you're trying to get back what you lost, and then that plays a factor. And then every trade, you're kind of trying to get back a little bit more, and you're just like, I could do it, I can do it. And then before you know it, you've given back. You were risky early, you were aggressive early, it paid, and then you just give all that back, and then you're so frustrated, so mad at yourself. It's so easy to tilt and to give back what you did. And I just hate days like that. They're worse than just having a straight losing day where you just make trades and it doesn't work. Like if you're up, you have a good day, and then it's just like you're over aggressive and you give it all back or most of it back. Those are like the worst days for me. Absolutely cannot stand them. I've had so many of those in my time trading. It's really something that I'm aiming to try to curve. Yep, relative strength or weakness, and then on a moving average. It's a good way to do it too. I would say early, within the first 5 to 10 minutes, I do generally start off small. I don't give my trades a ton of room. I'm trying to just build up a few wins, and and then I kind of take it from there and go risk on. Yeah, Colton, I totally took a 5-point loss in Amazon. Like, not long after I said that, actually. It's like I caught it short, and I rode most of it the way down, so I got paid. But then I probably took about 10 points of losses in Amazon after I caught the initial move today. Like, I shorted it, and get this out of here. I shorted Amazon, and once it was starting to break down at the open, and just got in and just rode it. But then in this area, like as it was moving around in here, some of my trades were easily 5-point losses. I took probably two or three of them, and I was like, okay. Thankfully, I'd sized down some, but I was like, I'm done. It was like 60% of my day back or something. I was like, way too aggressive. Like, it doesn't matter if this works or not. You're not trading this well. You're trying to catch another big move. You don't need to do that. You're not trading this good. Leave it alone. And so I kind of got off of it, and I didn't trade it anymore because it just wasn't doing it. And then it obviously just chopped around until the end of the day, which I didn't catch. That would have been fun to catch. So yeah, you don't have to. I mean, I always do the same size, generally speaking. I always keep my account near the same. It's like I generally always keep my account small, like the account I trade in somewhere in the range of like 30 to 50,000, and I just trade in that range, and every day at the end of the day I just transfer money out and I just keep it there. I like to start off the month with less, so I build up that cushion. And so when you're talking cushion, that allows me to be kind of aggressive early before I built up my day. It's like my overall account has cushion because I don't keep it all in the account I'm trading. So I'm never looking to hit new account highs, And then I do have the other account I can jump into if there's, some reason or something like that. Or if there's, you don't need to take a bunch of size. I could keep an account with a lot in it, but unless I start trading common, I just don't need the size to do it. If I'm just trading 10, 20 contracts, or 50 and other things, I could protect myself on the daily if I just keep my account in those ranges. So I generally keep my account smaller, and that kind of is a cushion and a way to keep myself safe. And that's just a random thing. I might stop doing that at some point, but for now it works. So, if no other question, guys, I'm going to, make this a little bit shorter video. Not one of the hour and a half ones, so guys can watch it. They can come in and they can see the trades, kind of see, a review of some of the live ones that I did, and what's been working. That's what I've been looking for. Yes, I'm just jumping into stuff. Yes, I do scalp stuff sometimes, but if I'm saying like I really like Facebook, or I really like this, I'm waiting for a name that is showing that strength, to hit a moving average, and I'm watching for the level 2 to change when it hits that moving average. A little bit of a bid come in or a sell come in, and get in, and then hold that level, and then you decide what you do from there. Definitely, thanks, Colton. Yeah, give the stuff a like. We got about 30 people and 12 likes, so throw a like in if you're watching this, if you hung out. I appreciate the support, guys. I appreciate the stuff. You guys trading with us. Let's we'll be smart tomorrow. We'll come in tomorrow and just see what the market gives us. Got a FOMC this week. I expect a choppy, weird action week. I'm going to be taking it. I mean, I say easy, but what I mean is I'm going to try to be intelligent about what I do and build my month up and my week up, and just take some smart trades, and let that kind of do work for itself. Get through FOMC week and then see what the market wants to do after that. So, that's my plan going into the month. That's my trading plan. I will, and hopefully we'll see if I can execute it. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate you being here. Love you guys. Leave a like, comment, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff that we say like 50 times. If you want to trade with us in Discord, the link to Discord is in the video, the description of this video. You can check that out, click on it, and you can trade with me, ask me questions, all that other stuff, along with the other amazing, incredible traders that we have, CT, Rose, Mitchell, and everybody else in chat. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you all bright and early tomorrow.